Fast X is blowing up cinemas around the world. This is not a unique story about a family, but also a huge amount of fights, chases, explosions, and bald guys with guns. In the 10th spot, the writers came up with new stunning tricks, for which you simply have to like. For example, how did they film the fall of Dominic from a huge dam? How was a real bomb rolled across Rome? And how did they shoot the crazy stunt from Toretto when he crashed 2 helicopters? This and much more in this video, as they say, let's write. The Fast and the Furious has become a place where producers create unique tricks and hack physics. Despite the crazy ideas, the movie Fast X still remains true to live action, and where it becomes impossible to use computer graphics to improve and combine the scene. Like for example in the scene, pushes 2 helicopters with his car, but then you know what happened. Dominic has 2 scratches and the helicopters have turned to embers. How difficult it was to realize all this using live footage and 2 real helicopters. No one will let you crash such a technique, especially to shoot such a risky stunt with pilots. The stunt team solved this problem in a simple way. The scene was filmed both on the road and in the air. Yeah, there was another helicopter where a cameraman was sitting. First they filmed Dominic's chase, where 2 helicopters are flying behind him. Then when his car was hooked with a harpoon, the car had to be lifted with a crane to recreate the effect of being lifted by helicopters. When Dominic turns on the nitro in the movie, he jumps off the bridge, hooked on the sides, and pushes the helicopters into each other. To make such a jump possible, the team fixed the car on a special mechanism that simulated its fall, but helicopters did not participate in this. Instead, the team used chart models of those same helicopters already below. The second stage was followed by 2 cars, simulating an explosion from helicopters, and yes, the cars were blowing up at a real location. This is real movie magic.
So that's it.
However, Fast and the Furious is famous not only for special effects and real footage. Fighting is one piece in the franchise's large puzzle. The fight between Lady and Cypher was filmed on a real location, where a team of artists built a real laboratory. The actors themselves performed all the productions of this terrible but senseless fight. It took the team more than 1 day to make everything look harmonious and impressive, but sometimes the actors were needed by safety cables, which helped to perform all the tricks, even in such an insignificant scene. Jacob also fought when he saved little Brian. Perhaps one of the most tragic but heroic stories was with brother Dominic. In this part, John Cena got a unique car that could shoot missiles at his enemies. At the quarries, the special effects guys really blew up a couple of cars.
Cars.
But the most touching moment was when he cleared the way for Dominic and his son. The scene was filmed with a couple of takes. Jacob's Batmobile took off into the air and tumbled into Dominic's path on an empty highway. The second time the bulldozer shoot the car into the moving column. And then there were explosions, after which Dominic was able to easily bypass his enemies, like at the end of the movie, when he moved forward without thinking. We got one of the most breathtaking scenes in the history of cinema, but there was also a ton of graphics that the film could not do without. You didn't think that someone would throw cars off the dam to protect the huge structure. The team could not use explosive action on the dam. Therefore, all explosions were added on the computer. At the same time, Dominic's car was real, like fuel trucks. His car was fixed on a special springboard. He imitated her jump, and the fuel truck was moving right into the movie camera, which was fixed on another car. The fall of Dominic and his son was already filmed on a green screen with a fixed car. Jason Momoa embodied a unique villain. The actor personally performed a motorcycle ride through the streets of Rome. Ahead of him was a structure that moved with a camera attached. The main task was not to crash into an expensive movie camera, but Dante did it. By the way, the scene where he undermines Dominic's team was filmed in the pavilion, and the fabric was stretched behind. But not only Jason Momoa showed a cool bike rider. Lady is also the second film in a row does not get off the Iron Horse. It's funny, but in addition to helicopter explosions and the dumb explosion, there was another cool trick. I'm talking about this ball that could blow up Rome. It was one of the most difficult launch scenes in the film. After all, the special effects team had to create a real mock-up of a round bomb, add fire when necessary, and then roll it along with the actors playing in cars. When they filming, real firefighters were also on duty, who often had to put out a fireball. At the desired location, the team made special cables for which the bomb was attached, and a special mechanism here rolled the structure through the streets of Rome. All this had to be rehearsed and correctly play the team and operators. In addition to everything, they also used pyrotechnic charges, which added action in the frame. Another difficulty was to safely smash a bus, which was quietly going on business. To do this, the team rehearsed everything on toy cars. All this was filmed both by cameras on cars and by drones. If you like this video, I'm sure you will like this as well. Subscribe to the channel and see you soon, guys. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride.